Welcome again to the Cola Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's edition of the Demo Derby Smashdown V8 Extermi-NATION. I'm Keith Avalone from Play Games. Sam is running the board again tonight. We've got the Demo Derby Dirty Dozen tonight. 12 remaining Play Gamer drivers, each with a shot at the coveted Silver Trash Can Award for being the last car running. Some drivers, however, have a better shot than others. We got a half dozen or so drivers on the bubble tonight, and an early exit from the event this evening could get them kicked off the show, as has been the case each week in the series. The bottom two drivers in the point totals get exterminated after tonight's show. Let's look at the standings right now. Dave Dre from Weston, Connecticut is our current points leader. After two strong finishes in the number 22 Camping King National Sedan, he won last week's event after finishing second the week before. Dave has a 7-point lead over former leader Bob Sheehy, who, interestingly enough, lives about 25 minutes away from Dave, straight down the Merritt Parkway in Stamford, Connecticut. A couple of Connecticutites duking it out at the top of the standings here. Bob is in the number 8 Classic Bank Commuter Coupe. The rest of the top five include Al Wilson, soon to be from Charlotte, North Carolina, currently from Phoenix, Arizona, Luke Coleman, Hillsboro, Missouri, and a tie for fifth place between Steve Tower of Medfield, Mass, and Chris Bowler from Dunnville, Ontario, Canada. Definitely an East Coast feel to the top half of our leaderboard. In the middle of the standings, it's Davide Brambilla from Seregno, Italy, adding a little international flavor, and Mark Moe from Warsaw, Missouri. Then we get to the guys who really need a strong showing tonight in order to stay alive. Matt Dante from Erie, Pennsylvania, Mike Perry from Frisco, Texas, another place where I've lived, Jason Mockler of Hesperia, California, and Chris Phillips from, I think, North Waterboro, Maine. Not exactly sure of where Chris lives, but I think that's the venue. So those are our top 12. Let's head down to the Cola Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's action. Remember, all the driver cards are equal. We set it up that way at the start of the event, except for the driver grades, which have shifted, but only slightly over the 3 weeks of the show. Bob Sheehy is rated AAA. Dave Dre is rated B, still stinging from that showdown loss to Bob in week 2. Everybody else is rated single A. So let's get rolling with Luke Coleman leading off in the number 11 Cola Wayfarer Sedan. Here's our parked cars as we begin the first minute of the Derby, and we are going to get rolling. And we roll a 45 for Luke. That's going to be a skid result, and we'll start right off by using a driver grade. That's going to be an A for Luke. And that's going to be, a 5. That's going to be he's going to damage his own car. So a self-inflicted damage from Luke Holman to get things started as he tries to get a little shot on Steve Tower's Regal Super Sedan, but instead damages his own vehicle. Steve's got a 46. Let's see, 46. That's going to be a car result. No damage yet on Steve's car, so that will be a external damage to an untargeted car. Dot is going to be right back at Luke, and it is. So Luke takes 2 damage to get this thing started. And that leaves Matt Dante in the number 61 Gold Crown Sedan for Schlossberg Wineries, 25. That's going to be another skid result. And that will be a single A. He's got a 5-0. He's going to damage himself as well. So Matt and Luke both try to take a shot at Steve, both fail, and wind up damaging their own vehicles. Go to the second column. Here's Al Wilson in the Bitty Beer El Presente. 12. Let's see. That's going to be a double X, but an internal damage. So 2 external damages to an untargeted car. Dot is going to be Davide. Now I'm just going to put it on Mike Perry, who was doing a little trash talk before the show on the Facebook page. Al, however, will lose move 6. The first internal damage of the event, the waffle iron move, gone from Al's Bitty Beer El Presidente. Now, Davide, 45, that is going to be another skid result. And we get a 4, which on a A is going to be just no damage to either vehicle, just kind of a whiff. And Mike Perry with 2 dings to his Ranger wagon right off the bat, 23. Let's see, 23, that'll be, 2 more external damage to his own vehicle. The bumper blast did not work out for Mike. So we're going to have to put, that's his 4th external damage. His car's limping already, and he loses the rollback move. See, that's where a little smack talk gets you, I guess, Micah. But it's still early, so anything can happen. We go to the column number 3, Jason Mockler in the Lit Energy Drink Conestoga Station Wagon, 56. That's going to be a car result. No damage yet. So, ooh, an unusual result. Always like those. Let's see what happens here with Jason's vehicle. 13. Oh, 13. Driver forced out of the event due to an injury. Oh, so he must have banged his head on the steering wheel or something. So that will knock him out of the event. Oh, my gosh. Jason, are you okay, man? We lose our first driver, and I didn't go over the point totals. So that's no points for Jason Mockler. That is not good. So he's going to wind up with 13. I'm going to think that Jason might be on the way out at the end of the show. Too bad. Well, let's slow things down here and make sure he's okay. Mark Moe will pick things back up. I wonder if we should reshuffle at that point, because it doesn't specifically say on the chart that the event is stopped, but it does suggest it. You know what we'll do? We'll roll the decider die. If it's a dot, the event's going to stop, and we'll get him out of the vehicle. If it's a blank, we'll continue and finish out the derby, and we'll just assume that he wheels himself to the edge of the arena. So dot, we're going to restart. Nope, we're going to keep going. All right, so Mark Moe, 36. That's another car result. We're getting a lot of those. So no damage on Mark's car yet, and he'll get a 4, which will be, let's see, just a single untargeted damage. Well, only one guy to hit, and that's Bob Sheehy. See if Bob decides to pay back. 43. No, he's going to do the no damage maneuver, setting himself up for the next round. All right, we're going to wrap up the first minute of action. Chris Bowler, 56. Let's see, 56 is going to be another car result. We're only a lot of white die 6s. No damage, so it should be. Oh, we're going to get another unusual result. Before we do anything else, I need to mark off Jason Mockler's. Okay, yeah, I did mark off his points. No points. He's got 13 points total now. We'll go over the point totals as we award them. All right, so Chris Bowler with the unusual result. Let's see what we get here. 63 is going to be a coolant hose burst. Uh-oh, the engine light is on Chris's Buckmobile. That's not good. All right, put the engine light card on Chris's car. Here's Dave Dre, our current leader, 23 on the 22. That's going to be the the external damage of his own doing to his own car, and he loses an internal move. He's going to lose the number 3. So Dave loses the stinger move. Chris Phillips to wrap it up. Chris needs a big finish tonight. 33. 60. Let's see, on the 67, that's going to be an external and an internal to Chris Bowler, who has the least amount of damage. So we're going to put an X, and Chris is going to lose the number 4 move. Move his engine card here. All right, he's going to lose the rollback move, and his engine light is on. Not looking too good right now for Chris Bowler. And that'll wrap up our first minute of the Derby. We've already lost a driver. We feel bad for Jason Mockler, but I think he's okay. All right, here we go. We're going to reset the drivers and go to minute number 2. Go across the top. Mike, Al, Steve, Dave. That's going to be Bob, I believe, hiding out. Luke, Davide, Mark, then Chris, and Matt. Only 2 cars in the final column. All right, Mike's going to lead it off. He's only got Chris to target right now. 61. Oh, it's the big triple X move. Good, boy. Turned out to be a good move for Bob to hide out on that one. So that's going to put 3 big external damages on Chris's Buckmobile and take away an internal damage. The number 5 move is gone for Chris. Oh, it's not looking, and his engine light is on. 2 internal damage, 4 external, and the engine light on. All right, so here comes Bob flipping it back into action. 52. Nice move by Bob there. XO, question mark, exclamation point. So Bob's going to put an external and an internal damage on his own vehicle. He'll lose the number 3 move. And the same thing, let's see, to make sure I get it on the right vehicle. Let's see, it's going to be to the star car, which would, they both have 4, so we're going to use the decider. Dot, it's Mike. Dot, it is Mike. So that's 5 damages on the Ranger station wagon. He's going to lose an internal damage as well. The number 4, it's his second loss of the number 4 move. One more and he's out. All right, so that will leave Chris Bowler. And here we go. 16. Does he? Oh, I guess we got to see if the engine light comes on first, huh? Right? If it doesn't, he'll get that move. It's still running. So 16 is a car result, and the car has 4 damage on it. So this could be a stall out. No, yes it is. So he's stalled and the engine light is on. This is bad news for Chris Bowler. Not long for this world. Where's he sitting with point totals? Let's see here. Chris Bowler. Oh, he's got 22 points. It's probably not going to... He probably will survive, even if he gets knocked out right away. All right, back to Al Wilson. We continue the second minute of the Derby. It's a 42, and that'll be a no damage result for Al. So Al decides to kind of take it on the sly. Here's Luke Coleman, 24. I believe that's the same thing, isn't it? Yes. Let me just make sure. 11, 24. No, it's X. It is going to be a external damage and an internal damage to Chris Phillips. So Chris is going to lose move number 5. All right, so here's Chris with the payback move. We'll see. 53. Oh, doesn't he just lost that move? So nothing doing for Chris. Go to the third column. Steve Tower, 45. That will be a skid result. And Steve is an A. So 1, 2, or 3 will do some damage on somebody. Oh, it's an X with an exclamation point. Who's it going to be on? Davide? No, on Matt. He's going to put a little ding on Matt. Internal and external. Matt's going to lose the number 2 move. Here's Davide, who made a nice leap last week, all the way up to the middle of the pack. He was on the bubble last week, but with a really nice showing. 32 is a external damage and 2 internal to the car with the most damage. That's going to be Matt. So Matt's going to take an external and lose 2 more internal. The number 5 and the number 3. So that's half of Matt's mobility now gone. Let's see if he's got anything here that he can give back to V-Day. 25. He does not have 25. All right, in the final column of minute number 2, here's Dave Dre, our current leader, 66. And that will be a car result. Dave has got 2 damage. So, it's going to be a stall. So Dave's National Sedan stalls out. And here's Mark with a free shot, 34. Let's see, 34. It's going to be he's going to put an external damage on Dave and take one of his own with that move, with the stinger move. And that will wrap up minute number 2. Al Wilson sneak into the back of the pack to try to stay out of the way. We'll shuffle these cards up and spread them out again as we start the 3rd minute of the action. 1 car out, couple that are on the edge. And let's start here. Davide, Matt, and Luke in the first column. There's Bob Sheehy, Chris Phillips, and Mark Moe in the second column. Dave Dre leading off the third column, then Chris Bowler and Mike Perry, and then there's Al and Steve. Oh, Al and Steve. Al and Steve going at it fender to fender in column number 4. Okay, let's start with the first column, though. Davide will lead off. He's looking pretty good right now with I believe the only clean car in the Derby. Let's see, Steve. Steve also has a clean car. 22. That will be an external and an internal to Matt Dante. So Matt is going to lose another move. He's going to lose the 5. Uh-oh. That's his second loss of the 5 move. Matt comes right back, 25. He doesn't have that move. And Luke Holman to wrap up the column, 33. X. So an external damage, but he damages his own car in going after Davide. So he's going to put a ding on Davide and lose his own number 6 move on the Dot Cola Wayfarer sedan. All right, you go to the second column. Bob Sheehy, the only AAA driver in the Derby right now, 46. And that will be a car result. He's got 2 damage, so that will be 1, 2, or 3. He'll get a quick hit on somebody. No, it's going to be an unusual result. Bob Sheehy with the unusual result, 12. Engine begins to smoke. Engine light is on for Bob. Uh-oh. Let's see here. on the number 8. So Bob's engine light is on. Here's Chris Phillips, 62. That'll be let's see, to the least damaged car is Mark Moss. He's going to put an external damage and also take an internal on his own. So Chris is going to lose his, it's his second number 5 move. And here's Mark on the Sackway Foods 50, the 60 Mayflower Coupe 52. Does he have that move? He does. And it's the potpourri move where everything one of each. So he's going to damage himself. He's going to lose an internal damage, number 6. But then he'll also, on the star car, which happens to be Chris Phillips, do the same thing. So Chris takes an external and also loses an internal. He's going to lose move number 6. And we move to the third column. Here's Dave Dre, 36. I believe Dave's going to... I'm going to see if he can start his car before we do that move. It starts up. Oh, yeah. Dave gets the Camping King National Sedan started up again, and we get a 36. He doesn't have that move, though. The Stinger move is lost, but at least he's got his car running again. See if Chris Bowler can end that. 14. And, he's got his engine light is on, and it's stalled. Let's see if he can get it started first. He does. And we got to see if the engine dies out on him. And it doesn't. So a 14. He's still rolling. X. So it's an external damage to the car with the least amount of damage. It's going to be Dave Dre, but he's also going to take 2 of his own damage. So Dave takes a damage. Chris takes 2 damage. That leaves him with 6 now. And he's hanging on. Here's Mike Perry, 52. Okay, that's the mix move with 1 of everything. So he's going to take an external damage, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 1 away from getting knocked out, and he also is going to lose move number 6. And he will do it to the star car, which is Dave Dre. So Dave's going to take an external damage and also lose an internal move. Dave is going to lose move number 2. On the classic bank cars, he's lost 2 internal. His engine light is on. We got a lot of collateral damage going here. And let's see, where does it leave us? It leaves us with Mike Perry. Now that was Mike Perry that did that, right? Yes, it was. Got the O. So he's sitting there with 6. Now we move over to Al, who comes out of hiding to take a shot at Steve. 36. That's going to be a car result, and Al does not have any damage on his vehicle. Not any external damage, anyway. So, let's see. That'll be... anything but a 6 will put a damage on somebody, and he's going to put a little knick-knock on Steve Tower. And Steve, right back at him, 24, will do pretty much exactly the same thing, except he'll also take away one of Al's internal moves. So Steve dishes out a little bit more than he took. So Al's going to lose move number 3, the Stinger. All right, so that will wrap up the 3rd minute. A couple of cars. Chris Bowler and Mike Perry are just hanging on there. Both, and Bob Sheehy's engine light is on. So we could have a fairly rapid deterioration here as we go into the 4th minute of the Derby. Remember, the bottom 2 get knocked out. Steve will start this time. Oh, and he's got Al again in his sights. Davide, Chris, and Mike. All right, so Steve's going to get the first shot. He had the last shot and the first shot. He's going to take another shot at Al, 14. And that's going to be XOO. Oh, my gosh. Who's it going to be on, though? It's the star car. So both Al and Davide have 1 external damage. So Dot, it's going to be Davide. Yep, he's going to put it on Davide. So he's going to put an external damage on Davide's Nighthawk Classic Coupe, but take 2 of his own. The Regal Super Sedan has now got 3 of its 7 allotted damage. Here's Al Wilson now, 56. And that will be a car result. Al's got 1 damage on his car. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 will put a hit on somebody, and it does. Dot, it will be Steve. Nope, he's going to put it on Davide also. Well, Davide is kind of getting ganged up on here. 12. Oh, double X. Going to lose an internal move, though, and no targeting symbol, so Dot, it goes to Steve. Yep, he takes 2 on Steve. But Davide does lose his first internal move. The reverse smash. That engine's starting to smoke now. I'll go to the second column now. Here's Chris Bowler. What's Chris looking right now? Get the engine light on. Let's see if it keeps running. 1 or a 6, he's done. Oh, he's still going. 6 damage external. 62. Does he have that move? Yes, he managed to get a little oomph out of the Buckmobile. He's got a external damage and an internal damage. It's going to go to the star car, Chris Phillips. So he puts an external damage on Chris. He's going to take another internal damage, though. He's going to lose move number 3. That's 3 of the 6 moves are gone. But he's still in it. Dave Dre, 26. Let's see here. That will be a car result. Oh, and Dave's got 5. So that sounds like a stall. Let's see. Engine light will come on a 5. Yep, engine light is on. Dave's been having problems with that Camping King 22 tonight. Chris Phillips, 55. And that's nothing because the kamikaze move is not in his repertoire right now. Here's Matt Dantes, who moved to column number 3. 34. Nothing for the Stinger. He's lost that move. Bob Sheehy, 35. Let's see if Bob's engine light's going to come on. He doesn't have the Stinger either, so if I roll a 1 or a 6, Bob is done. Oh, and Bob's engine light, the whole engine just kind of shut down. So that'll take Bob out of the mix. Bob is our second guy to get knocked out tonight. So he will get a point, leaving him with 29 points, still pretty safe as we continue. Here's Mike Perry, who's got a clean shot at Matt Dante, 51. Let's see. It's a kamikaze move. So that'll put an external and 2 internal on the Gold Crown sedan. So Matt is going to lose. Oh, Matt's already got 4. Oh, that's going to knock him out. Doesn't matter which 2. That'll be 6. So Matt is done. Mike Perry took him out. All right, so Matt, let's just check here. Matt he's going to get 2 points. Let's see, that is probably going to take him out. 14 points. I think those are our 2. I think we're going to lose Jason and Matt tonight. All right, here's Luke Coleman. We'll see how it all pans out. 20 points for the winner, 15 points for second place, 13 points for third place, 10 points for fourth place. Those are going to be important points as we head into the final 2 weeks of this series. Luke Coleman in the Dot Cola Wayfarer, 32. Is going to be an external damage to Mark Moe and 2 internal. So Mark's going to lose 2 more. He's going to lose 1 and he's going to lose 2 number 1 moves. So the reverse smash is gone big time, and if he gets hit there one more time, he's done. And that'll wrap up the 4th minute. No, I guess we got to let Mark get his move in. 31X. So he's going to. That's going to be another internal move lost. This better not be a 1. It's a 5. So Luke takes a damage. Mark's got 4. All right, so there we are. We can go to this will be the 5th minute of the Derby. We'll take Bob Sheehy's engine light card out because that engine is done. And we've lost 3 of our 12 down to the 9. We'll have 3 columns of 3, and here we go. Mark Moe, Davide Brambilla, Dave Dre, Chris Phillips, Al Wilson, Mike Perry, Luke Holman, Chris Bowler, Steve Tower gets the last word in this, the 5th minute of the Derby. Mark Moe started out. 62. Oh, it doesn't have the waffle iron. Chris Phillips, 66. Doesn't have the waffle iron. Here's Luke Holman with a free shot. 64. Does Luke have the waffle iron? He does not. So everybody's just kind of just spinning their wheels in the first column, trying to get something going. Over to Davide, 53. That will be a damage move. He's going to put an external and an internal on one of those 2 vehicles, but also put an external on his own vehicle. Is it going to be Al Wilson that takes the shot? Yes, it is. And Al's going to lose the number 1 move. All right, here's Al backing up the El Presidente. Here it comes. Look out. 25. That is a skid result. Al's an A. Oh, we got an unusual result with Al at the wheel. 63. Coolant hose burst, and here comes the engine light for Al.
I don't know if this is too late to correct, but it seems like a couple plays ago, 22 would have gotten the engine light because that was on move 2. Is what somebody said.
22 would have gotten the engine light because that was on move 2.
I'm not sure. I wasn't looking at chat exactly as they were talking about it.
Timeout, please. What now? Who's the commentor?
We got a few people talking about it. LEC Tigers.
Oh, that would be Brian Aronoff. Okay, what does he say? We're going to get this right.
22 wouldn't have gotten the engine light because that was on move 2. So before that,
22.
Harris Jessup says, Mike, just that the 22 car shouldn't have his number 2 move now.
Oh, so he shouldn't.
Oh, number 2 internal should be. Number 2 internal on number 8 should be on 22.
Number 2 internal on H.
Before that.
Number 20. Say that again.
I'm reading up.
Yeah, that's fine.
And trying to get to the bottom of this. Mike says put an internal on car 8 should be 22.
Oh, okay.
Harris Jessup says number 2 internal on number 8 should be on 22. And then a while down after that, Harris says no. And then Brian says 22 wouldn't have gotten the engine light.
Okay.
Because that was on move 2.
Okay, so we'll take the engine light off Dave, and we'll move the number 2. I don't know how I fouled that up, but it's not the first time. All right, so we're going to restart the Derby. Let's just restart it right here. It's a good time for a restart. The referees are strutting around, making sure that everything is done right. We'll just restart. We've moved the number 2 move. I might have rolled a 22 and then put it on the 22 car. Confused the car number with the dice roll. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. So will that fix it? I think. All right. Well.
That's as much as we can. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. All right.
that's fine.
Okay. So here we go. If we have to go back and award penalty points, we will. But I believe this will repair the damage. We're going to restart the Derby. Bob is out though, because Bob's right. So Bob is out anyway. Okay, here we go. We'll restart it with 3 columns of 3. Here we are. Mark Moe, Chris Bowler, Lou Coleman, Chris, Davide, Dave, Steve, Mike, and Al. All right, I think you can more centered in the thing here. Okay. Here we go. All right, so Mark Moe will start out again. And 23. I'll go a little slower here. 23. This is a bumper blast move. It's double O, so it's 2 external damages to his own vehicle and an internal as he was trying to put the hit on Chris Phillips. So O, and an internal loss for Mark Moe. 3. All right, this is the stinger move. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 of his 6. Chris Phillips, 36. It's a car move. So he has 3 damage on his car. All right, so 1 or a 2 will get something. No, it's going to be a stall. So Chris Phillips' car is going to stall. Let's see here on the 67. Great. And now Steve Tower, 33. Let's see. So it's going to be an external damage, X question mark to the star car. That would be Chris Phillips. So he'll put external damage on Chris Phillips's Normandy sedan, but he'll also take an internal damage. Steve will. He's going to lose move number 6. That's his first internal damage, so no real problem there. And we'll go to the second column now. I'll mark this as the 6th minute of the Derby. Chris Bowler, 64. Let's see, his engine light is on. Let's see if it dies out here. 1 or a 6. Nope, it's still going. And he has the waffle iron move, too. So it will be a Move against the star car, which looks like it's going to be Davide's vehicle. He's going to put an external and an internal damage on the Burger Hut Nighthawk Coupe. So Davide's going to lose number 5. He's still got 4 of his internal moves left, though. 31, and that's one of them. He's going to put an X untargeted. Let's see if it's Chris Bowler. Yes, and that will be the knockout blow to Chris Bowler. It's also going to lose an internal move for Davide, though. So Davide is going to lose his second move, the number 2 move, his third move overall. So the Bugmobile finally craps out. And let's see here. The number 3, Chris Bowler, is going to get 3 points for finishing 9th and put him at 25 points total. So let's move Chris's car over here. I'll take the engine light off. All right. And that leaves Mike Perry, who's still hanging around. He took a lot of damage early, but he's been kind of sneaking around. 16. That's a car result, which is not going to be good because he's got 6 damage. That probably means a stall out, unless I get an unusual result, but I don't. So it'll be a stall. Let's put a stall card on Mike Perry's Pro Grip Power Tools Ranger Wagon. And go to the third column and Luke Coleman in the Dot Cola Wayfarer. 12. Does he have 12? He does. So it's a double X move, an external damage times 2, an untargeted car. So he could knock somebody out. He could knock Dave Dre out if I roll a dot here. Oh, he decides to go for Al Wilson instead. So Dave gets spared. Would have been a kill. And Luke is going to lose. Let me just see here. He's going to lose an internal move number 3. He's got 4 left, though. Here's Dave, who avoided being knocked out right there. 11. Let's see. On the 22 is a reverse smash. Oh, he's going to put it on Al. Oh, he backs into Al. 2 more damage. That's 6 on Al. Al's also going to lose an internal move. Number 6. And that puts Al in a world of hurt there. He's got 5 internal damage. 6 external damage, and his engine light is on. Not much life left in the El Presidente. Let's see if he can, if the engine light, if the engine dies. Yep, and that's it for Al. So the engine light the car just died. So Al will have to take his leave. I think I bumped Mike Perry's card there. All right. So Al, it was nice knowing you. Al will get, let's see, he's going to finish 8th place, 5 points. Puts him at 31. And Dave Dre still hanging in there. Let's see now. I guess that is, where did I leave off here? I believe we're going to start a new column here. Yes. So we start the 7th minute of the Derby. And here we go. 7 minutes in. And I believe we got 6 cars left. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. No, 7 cars left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're going to do a 3, 3, and 2 here. Luke, Chris, Dave. No, I'm missing one, aren't I? We'll do 3, 3, and 4. How about? All right, here we go. So Luke Coleman will lead off. 34. Does not have the stinger move. Over to Chris Phillips, 45. Let's see if his car starts up first of all. And it does not, so ignore that. Would have had a move. And here's Dave, 35. Dave is hanging around. Oh, he doesn't have the stinger, though, so that's nothing doing in that column. Steve Tower in the number 2 Regal for Amicable Insurance. 56 will be a skid move. Steve is an A, and he is going to do nothing on that. But no damage to himself either. Here's Davide, 25. Does not have the bumper blast. Here's Mark Moe trying to get something going. 46. Mark Moe is just barely hanging in there. It's a car result, and he has got 6 damage. He's just clinging to life. And, he's going to get an unusual result. Probably the best thing that could happen to him. 66. Oh, a rare result. We got a rare result. Oh, boy. Here we go. Mark Moe with the rare results. 22. On the fly duct tape repair. Driver regains choice. Previously lost move. Whoa! So Mark Moe reaches in and we'll take off the reverse smash. Now, you know what? Let's give him a little bit more flexibility. Let's take the waffle iron. So he managed to get that car fixed on the fly. Good for you, Mark. Way to go. And here comes Mike Perry. 16. Let's first of all see if he gets his car started. And he does. It's running again. The Ranger wagon. 16. He's got that move. It's a car result, though, so it's probably going to stall right back out again. 5. Oh, no, the engine light comes on. So the engine light is on for Mike Perry. Could be the beginning of the end. All right, still 7 cars left. 7 very highly damaged vehicles, with the possible exception of Steve Towers' amicable insurance. Only got 1 internal damage. Pretty much everybody is not looking too great right now. All right, here we are. 1, 2. Let's do 3, 3, and 2 this time, or 3, 2, and 2. Here we go, like that. All right. So Chris will start out this time. 11, and let's see if he gets his car started first. He does not. So, that would have been a big move. It would have knocked somebody out if he could have got it started. Had a clean shot at Davide, but was unable to take advantage. Davide responds with a hit on Chris and takes some damage in doing so. So Davide is now up to 6 damage. And here's Luke Coleman, who's kind of been hanging around with not a lot of external damage, not a lot of internal damage, but he doesn't have the waffle iron move, so that will be nothing for Luke. Over to Mark Moe, who had that miraculous repair. Oh, and look at that! Rolled a 64. It's the move that he fixed. How about this? So he's going to get a shot on Steve with that repair that he made. He is going to take an internal damage, though. Looks like that was short-lived. He's going to lose number 4. 1, 2, 3, but still, that would have knocked him out had he not made that fix last turn. So way to go, Mark. You're our MVP for the Derby so far. Here's Steve. 16. And it's a car result. Oh, he's got 6 damage. Uh-oh. That will be a stall. So Steve's car is now stalled. Dave Dre. Let's see. Dave's actually looking pretty good. He's kind of made a nice little rebound here, but he doesn't have the stinger move, so that leaves Mike Perry with a chance to put the hurt on. 33. Oh, you got to see if his engine light comes on first. If it does, he'll get that move. Or if it stays lit, if his car stays running. 1 or a 6, he's done. Oh, he's going to get the move. 33, so he's going to put internal damage on himself. Let's see here. He's going to lose move 1. And he'll put an external damage on Dave. And that will wrap up this turn. I got to put the engine light back on Mike. All right, so that'll wrap up the 8th minute of the Derby, or the 7th minute of the Derby. And here we go. Steve, Mark, Dave, Mike, Chris, Davide, and Luke. Getting down to the nitty-gritty now. I think this is actually the 9th minute. I think we just finished the 8th minute. Here's Steve. Especially that timing thing in the middle that threw things off. 15. Let's see if Steve gets his car started and can pull off that move. And he does. That car is running again. The Regal Super Sedan moving again. 15 is a skid. Steve's an A driver. Oh, it's an unusual result. Let's see what's going to happen with Steve. 14. Oh, look out. Quadruple X. Somebody's going down. Either Mike or Luke. With the big ramp up, and bam, dot, it's Luke. Oh, there goes Luke. He went from 3 damage to 7. That was a big T-bone. So Luke is done. And let's see, that will put him with 5 points, giving him 28 points for Luke. It's going to probably bump him down a little bit in the standings. All right. So here's Mike Perry. 42. Oh, we got to see if his engine light comes on, or if the engine dies. 1 or a 6 it does. Oh, bad news, and he wouldn't have had that move anyway. Well, so that's it for the Pro Grip Power Tools Ranger wagon. It cannot carry on any longer, and Mike Perry goes down with the 6th place finish and 6 points. That should be enough to preserve him for next week, though, giving him 18. All right, here's Mark Moe. Got 5 drivers left. 32. Mark doesn't have that move. Mark is barely. He's got 6 internal, he's got 5 internal damage and 6 external damage. One more of either, and he's done. But so he's just kind of hanging around. Here's Chris Phillips. Chance to knock him out. First of all, he's got to get his car started, though, and he does. This could be it for Mark. Here's the run-up. Oops. And of course, it wouldn't be a play broadcast unless I drop my black die. Where is it? Can you help me get that? I just dropped it on the floor. A very important die roll here for Chris Phillips. In the Normandy sedan, here it comes. 62. Doesn't have the move. Mark Moe is spared. Here's Dave DeRay. 33. Does not have the stinger. Davide Barambila can knock him out. 42. Davide's got it. Oh, he's taking the no damage. All right, so now we're going to end that move. We're going into the 10th minute of the Derby. Just 5 cars left. Davide's been really coming on. Steve, Dave, Chris, Mark, and Davide. Steve doesn't get anybody to hit. Davide turns around, takes the shot. 32. Does he have anything? Yes, he's got that. Oh, he puts the hit on. He just knocked Steve Tower out with a big stinger move. Steve takes it. See you later. So Steve is going to get 5th place and 7 points. That'll give him 29. We're going to have a logjam in the standings, I think. So Davide moving up. Nice little comeback move there. Here's Dave DeRay, 63. Let's see here. The 22. Does he have that? He does have that. But it's an internal damage to himself, which is going to knock him out. He doesn't, rather an external damage to himself. He does an internal damage to Mark Moe, which is going to take Mark out as well. So they're both going to get knocked out. We're going to have to split those points. All right, so Mark and Dave are both done. Let's see here. I think we'll have to. It's pretty much a simultaneous, because I'm just trying to figure out if one of them would have not been knocked out first. Dave damaged himself, so technically he would have knocked himself out first. But in doing so, they really was a simultaneous kill. All right, so that means we're gonna get it's between 4th and 3rd place. So that means we're gonna have to do 23 divided by 2 is 11 and a half. They're each going to get 11 and a half points, if I'm doing my math correctly. All right, so Dave gets 11 and a half. That could be a very big half point there. 46 and a half. He's going to stay on top of the standings, I'm sure. Mark Moe also gets 11 and a half. That's going to bump him up to 29 and a half and put him past Steve Tower in the standings. And that just leaves these two cars left, Davide and Chris. Who's going to get the 20 points? Let's see who's going to roll first, since we're starting a new column here. Davide will go first on the dot. Nope, Chris is going to get to go first. So Chris is sitting there with 5 external damage, and internally he's got 3 moves lost, but 4 moves operating. Davide has 6 external damage, so he's kind of hanging on for dear life, and 3 internal damage. So 1 X, and it's done. Chris Phillips, here it comes. 22. Does Chris have that move? He does. It's an X, and that's going to do it. Chris gets the last hit of the Derby, knocking out Davide, who will get 15 points for finishing second. That's going to move him up to 35. And 20 points for Chris. Look at Chris. Chris is sitting on the bubble with 11 points, almost eliminated. Instead, he picks up 20 points for the win, moving him to 31. So Chris Phillips is our winner tonight. Let's look quick look at the standings here, just kind of scanning them. Dave Dre is going to hold on to first place pretty handily, 46.5 points. Looks like second place is going to be Davide with 35. And then, let's see, who else? And then Chris moves up to third place with 31 points. Steve Tower in fourth. Steve Tower and Bob Sheehy both with 29 points. And let's see who's going to be on the bubble here. So we're going to lose Jason Mockler and Matt Dante. Both are eliminated, or as we like to say, exterminated. Mike Perry is at 18. He's the bottom feeder right now going into our last qualifying week. But beyond that, it could be anybody else. We got Chris Bull with 25, Luke Holman with 28, Mark Moe with 29.5. I mean, really, it's going to be anybody's derby next week. It's going to be incumbent upon Mike to finish well. Everybody else, it's crunch time, as we like to say. But Dave Dre looks like our solid leader right now as we move into the final week of semi-qualifying. So congratulations to Chris for the big finish. Davide also nicely done to move up in the standings. So next week on Tuesday night, we will have our final qualifying week. We're going to call it crunch time. So you're going to have to finish with enough points at the end of next week to be within shouting distance of the top spot. In other words, within 20 points of the lead in order to continue on. So we might eliminate, 2 cars next week. We might eliminate, 10 cars. Or, well, we won't eliminate 10. We'll be down to 10. But we might eliminate. It could be a two-car derby if Dave Dre has another big finish next week. But nonetheless, we'll see how it shakes out next Tuesday night here on the Play Space. So join us then. We will see you Thursday night on our normal Thursday night Play Space. Until then, have a great evening. Thanks a lot for watching. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being part of the Play Games community. And congratulations again to Chris Phillips for his big win tonight in the Demo Derby Smashdown V8 Extermi-NATION. Good night, everybody.